metal is the most confrontational music on the planet. There is nothing more confrontational to tell you what the fuck are you doing with your life, with the planet, with the people, with the women. I had to learn how to create an industry which doesn't exist, how to make myself relevant in a sea of irrelevancy, because that is the challenge. Arij is the one who made stars out of us.
Right.
It's essentially media. You don't have media, where is the scene? Play your favorite song, scream the fuck out of it. That's what I personally believe. गिटार सीख लिया ना बस ठीक है. प्रोडक्शन सीख लिया ठीक है हो गया YouTube. Now spend time with yourself and have fun.
Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of TrakTalk with Sodhi, where we dive into understanding the heartbeats of the Indian music scene. There are going to be no filters, only raw stories and real vibes. Today we have the powerhouse in the house, Mr. Shashank Bhatnagar, who's had a great influence on the Indian metal scene with his earth-shattering vocals with bands such as Undying Inc., Soul Inclination, Kaihon, and now fronting bands like Inner Sanctum and Capital Metal Project. Shashank, thank you so much for joining, man. I'm so excited to have you as the first guest.
All in good faith, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Today, the idea of this conversation was to really understand more about Shashank Bhatnagar. And idea था कि मेरे को जानना है कि बचपन से अभी तक का जो सफर रहा है वो
तेरा पॉडकास्ट हफ्ता तक चलेगा क्या?
नहीं, जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करेंगे. आज थोड़ा छोटे छोटे पॉइंट्स पे हम आएंगे. लाइक मेरा पहला सवाल was कि so there's a relation, like for some people they gravitate towards music and sometimes music automatically gravitates towards you. अगर मैं अपना एग्जाम्पल दूँ, जैसे कि मेरे घर पे my dad has been singing for a long time, right? And just as a passion, he learned playing the harmonica by himself. So I think कहीं ना कहीं it was around कि मैंने बचपन में हिंदी बैंड, English bands, Western bands, ये सब join करके I did whatever I did in music. So I really thought that somehow music found me. But was it the same for you? Did you find music somehow or music found you?
It's a journey, man. I mean, I will give you that point that I do personally believe that people who have somebody in their family who's doing music, even on the side, just playing an instrument, just as simple as playing an instrument, can definitely have an impact on our personality overall. We can gravitate towards music more. I feel bringing there definitely matters. We have that extra edge. So my father was also into it. My mother was also into it. My brother, I have my family. Quite a few people in my family sing. But I was never the singer kinds. But I always loved music. I discovered the kind of music I like much later in life. But it's a journey, man.
Absolutely.
From the time you're a child till the time you grow up, you go through so much music and still it's like a fucking teardrop in the ocean. You know that?
Yeah.
It's fucking funny.
Yeah, it is. And
Never enough.
But it's so interesting, right? Also to just see yourself evolve with music as a musician, as a performer. If you really kind of go back and look at your entire journey of 20 years, you've been an inspiration for 20 years. It's not a joke to actually have that kind of effect, right? And I think you've actually been one of the biggest influences in the Indian metal scene. And I remember my time, right? I just had joined college. It was 2007. And I think 2008 and 9 May, I saw Undying Inc. and Bhayanak Maut perform at this small little place in Chicane. It was organized by Yamaha. Because I think college mein, shock mein, I also joined a metal band. We were called the Tall Poppy Syndrome. I don't know who named it and why we got there, but
I remember the gig very clearly because that was also the first gig where me and the BM boys shared the stage together. They did a song with us.
Yeah.
And both Vinay and Sunny and I did a song with them. It was the first time we did that. So yeah, I have a very clear memory of that show.
Yeah, same. I had it from a spectator perspective, but yeah, 100%. Those times were very different. Yeah. Like I think इतना चेंज आया ना मेडल सीन में वहाँ से आई थॉट दैट वाज गोइंग टू ओनली गो अप बट देन यू नेवर रियलाइज कि क्या होता है इंडस्ट्री में. आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग हम डेफिनेटली थोड़ा बात करेंगे. I also wanted to know again, going back to the early days of Shashank, so chronologically we can put things up. I remember you speaking about how you gave an audition for a metal band, and वहाँ से journey शुरू हुई थी. But before even that, what made you kind of audition for it? Was there an influence in terms of the bands that you heard कि भाई ये तो मेरे को करना है?
कभी नहीं था bro. I've never gotten on stage before that in my life. Forever. The first time my name was announced to read a headline, news headline, Shashank Bhatnagar. They couldn't even complete my name. They said Sh, and I ran through the assembly away to the building, and I hid in the washroom for 2 periods, I think 2 or 3 periods, and it didn't come out. I never thought I wanted to do anything like that. Then 2004, like there was this thing happening. Not a lot of people know about this. There was this thing happening in Rotary. I was a part of this thing called TrakTalk Club. It was like a younger club of Rotary. Like they do blood donation camps and with ashrams and a lot of stuff like that. So they wanted to do something, and they were like, Shashank, you are into music, get the band together. I was like, what the fuck? I had a lot of friends who listened to music. I was like, I don't know, man. So I just made up a random band with friends. In fact, the drummer I got for that band later on came on and founded 1833 AD Black Metal band from Delhi. And I was there with the egg rattler behind. And there was this friend of mine who was doing the vocals in the front, and I was behind just doing this and giving him harmonies. And I was like, I was making sure, Saleh, don't turn around. You stand in front of me, okay? Throughout the show, he was in front of me. That was the first time I got on stage, long story short. And I was in jitters, and that day I decided I'd never do this.
Oh wow!
So this is something I don't think anybody knows. Somehow I never, like you said, go back. Haven't gone back that much. So anyway, after 2-3 years, one of my friend tricked me into an audition. It was like, I was like, "Chal, fuck it, I'll just go there, cheeky के आ जाऊँगा, थोड़ा सा बंदों को भी देख लूँगा कैसे हैं, how are musicians?" Because I've never met musicians who are actually doing it or wanting to do it as a professional or semi-professional kind of thing, or whatever. I'll just go. ज़बरदस्ती मेरे को भेजा उसने. I did my audition. It was horrible, but I don't know what these guys heard, and they were like, "Okay, you can join us on one condition." Like what? You have to leave your smoking, leave your cigarettes, you're in. That's where I started in 2004.
Initially, because see, growling is a very technical thing. I know it's something that you hone over the years, right? And you knew that this is something मैं कर सकता हूँ, या आपने किसी तरह you figured it out कि या भाई ये technique है, या मैं जो भी कर रहा हूँ वो चल रहा है अभी, and let's just keep moving forward with what it is and then keep working on it.
I used to be a bathroom singer almost all the time, man. I never sang in front of people. So like I used to play around with my voice a little bit here and there, but I used to smoke like crazy in college. School में तो कभी सोचा भी नहीं, Punjabi environment and all that shit. In college, when all these things were happening, I was heavily into different kind of substance abuse, you might call it, smoking a lot. So I was not very driven or never very goal oriented in music karna or something because of, and that show I had to do track, I was like, fuck this. I am never getting on stage again. But it happened, man. It happened. Then when I started jamming with these guys, we had a first show. That's when I realized, you know what? Take a decision. Then I took a decision, then I started taking it seriously.
Right.
So to be honest, it was not like I came with a voice. I found my voice through years, man. I mean, it just keeps changing. I'll tell you one thing. Singing is something which you can do sitting, moving around in your vibe. Screaming is something you really need to be passionate about. You are screaming. You're putting energy into it.
Yeah.
And if you're putting energy into it, you need to feel it. That's where the foundation comes from. If you're not feeling it, if you're just doing it, it's going to sound plastic. It's going to sound like everybody else. It's going to sound like a mic cupped by with a hand.
Right.
Everybody sounds the same kind of shit. So for me, I kept screaming, man. I just kept screaming and growling. Eventually found the voice.
Because that was a time without internet, right? And matlab, it was a time where to learn something, you either have to reach out to people who are good at it, or of course, you go LimeWire and you download some lessons. That was my idea of learning things, and today the time is very different. The first band, there's supposed to be a song or a band that kind of gets you into metal.
Neon Nights, Black Sabbath.
Oh wow.
That was my first heavy metal song ever that transformed me.
That's brilliant.
That was a song which was like, what the fuck is going on in this world? I need to see this. black cover with two angels smoking cigarettes, three angels, sorry, smoking cigarettes and talking to each other. I was like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, that's where I started.
Yeah, and it relates and talks to you, right? Metal, I don't think metal talks to everybody. You know what I mean?
It's a niche
Yeah,
music.
and I think it's also about a certain trait or a mentality that people have. There's a certain type of mindset, maybe, because I think you've met way more metalheads in terms of musicians or fans or listeners and consumers of metal. Is there a mentality you've seen that's just kind of
I'll tell you one thing, metalheads, if you say metalheads, people who are into metal, they're fucking loyal to the music. That's the most prominent feature that is amongst people. But that does not give you a clean shit to that you are a better human being than anybody else. Your greatest artist can be the biggest asshole in the world and you still eat up their music. So that's how the world works, man. Like some people are like that, some people are just not. And when it comes to metal, metalheads, they care about metal more than anything else. They can be selfish, they can be narcissistic, they can be irritating, they can be dumb, but all they give a fuck about is metal. Yeah, that's a very prominent thing. They're very loyal to the music, what comes out, and where the movement goes and everything. They care about the words, they care about the vibe. 100%.
yeah? I somehow went to Palika and I got the CD जिसमें Disturbed और ये सब था. मैंने सुना, मैंने कहा भाई क्या है ये? So since then मैं भी कभी वापस नहीं जा पाया. But it's very interesting. And then you joined Undying Inc. आपने start किया because what you told me about the first experience that Shashank Bhatnagar had on the stage to what Shashank Bhatnagar is today. वो 20 साल की जर्नी है. वो शायद शुरू हो गई थी in terms of evolving as a performer, as a musician. बहुत ही पहले, I think वो पहले 2-3 साल में I think
It
you
was
kind of defined.
2003, the first time I got on stage.
Right. And
21 years.
it must have taken the learning curve in terms of understanding how to give what the audience wants or to portray your true self as this metal.
And to each their own. I never tried to give the audience what they wanted. I always wanted to strike a balance where I will do exactly what the fuck I want and I'll see where I can pull the strings enough.
That's the truest form of metal.
So, I believed in one thing, like when we are on stage, and especially when it comes to metal as a genre, you know, it's like when you're on stage, people don't care what you are, who you are. And in that moment, you're this metal creature. And that's the best part, the most releasing aspect of metal that I don't believe still many people realize. It's we are psychos to everyone. Play the part. Like when I say play the part, you can be yourself completely. Like that's one place where nobody can say shit for you to not be yourselves. You get it?
Right.
So like you connected with anger, people connected with other emotions. I was just driving down to this song by this man called Draconian, Stellar Tombs, and man, whenever this woman sings, almost puts a tear in my eye many times. Even right now when I was driving down, it just comes down. There's a little shiver and just comes down. That kind of shit, fucking metal. You have no fucking idea how extreme that is. It's as Quentin Tarantino says, everybody has a perception of things. You will listen to the same song and think about other things like what is going on in the vocalist's head, what is the guitarist thinking. Then you're like, oh, I can feel connected from my anger. And sometimes you're like, you're so vulnerable, you just feel, you know what, there are better people out there too. You know, shit like that. So eventually it's all about a connect, man, wherever we find it. And music is essentially, it's an emotion. Essentially, that's what I believe in. It's always a background to something horrible in my life or anybody's life, to be honest. So it's subjective. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Subjective.
And you've always been like this, like you've always made sure that you're playing this role of a vocalist in most of the bands, right? आपने कभी नहीं सोचा कि गिटार उठा के बजा रहे थे साथ में?
I just didn't get the time. I just couldn't put my hands across the guitar as much. I had to learn a lot. I didn't just have to learn how to be a vocalist. I had to learn how to create an industry which doesn't exist. How to make myself relevant in a sea of irrelevancy. Because that is the challenge. And to be honest, we had our learning curves and failures and successes there and there. It takes up a lot, man. And I didn't get the time to actually, I really wanted to, but I didn't get the time to sit on the instruments. I think I personally believe that I've always tried to keep myself a little busy.
Yeah.
with works,
Yeah.
be it music, be it working out, or just in general work.
Yeah.
And my life has always been around family and people around and stuff like that. I've been a little people person, say you can say that. So yeah, couldn't give myself that level of time. But yeah, like I would love to someday if I can.
These are reasons why you chose something or why you don't, right?
Prioritize.
Right, prioritize, exactly. And if you think family, because I think you've said this earlier as well, that there's a balance you want to maintain with the family and the passion that you have and the work that you have to do. It's not easy to do all together at the sometimes at the best, but that's the agenda. कि मैं business भी ढंग से चला लूँ, मैं fitness entrepreneurship भी कर लूँ, मैं restaurateur भी बन लूँ, मैं band or in Indian music scene को भी बढ़ा लूँ. This is a lot of responsibility for anybody. So I think definitely these are reasons, and these are very legit reasons for sure. And like when you started off with Undying Inc. and today you're the front man of Inner Sanctum, Capital Metal Project, बीच में आपने Soul Intonation. Did you see your vocals evolving a lot till today? Is there something more we should expect from what maybe it's still evolving?
I think I've evolved more as a person than as a vocalist. I won't say I'm a more dangerous vocalist than I used to be. It's a sad thing to say. I know I can push it, but I know my weaknesses as well. But life is about getting through things and finding a balance. You find your evil and you find your way to balance it out. To be honest, how do I say it? For me, the journey matters a lot. I need to feel the journey. Again, it's a very different mindset for most where people want to be successful. For me, it was never about that. For me, it was always about cutting myself out of a system which I don't want to be a part of. And how can I do it without offending people and be nicer, but at the same time, be myself, which can be tricky for a lot of people.
Yeah, especially when you have these, because I've seen two Shashank. I'll be very honest. I've seen a Shashank on stage, it is an absolute pleasure to watch. The performance and the stage act is just, it feels like it's you, because I think it is. You made sure that you don't have to
Anybody
go
else.
away from. Hmm?
Can't be anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the best way to live and be good with yourself, good to yourself.
Yeah, we fuck around a lot. We lie here and there. We are dishonest here and there. But yeah, some places you can be honest and you can be sure of them.
Yeah.
That's one of my places.
Right. And did this ever affect your money making capability in the industry somehow? Being real, has it ever challenged am I doing the right thing? Would I be able to make money? Because I know you don't believe कि ये पैसे के लिए.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah. Okay.
My father, he was from UP. All right. And he was born in 42. So he was comes from a very different background. He never told me anything about the way I looked or what I did with myself, looks wise or life wise and stuff like that. He was quite supportive of almost everything. Although in his later years, when he used to talk, he used to literally scream at me about two things. One, about my beard, which I keep without the mustache. Not because he has anything against the religion, it's because of the environment.
Yeah.
Second thing, why do I talk so much in English?
Hmm.
He truly believed that I cannot make a living by speaking in this language. So from that point, I'll tell you one thing. So these are choices you make. You can try to fit into something where you don't belong and fail, or succeed.
Yep.
In some cases, both are like. Or you can do what you like. If you fail, it's on your terms, right?
Right.
At least you gave that time to yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, the way I live my life is the way I want it. Of course, there are areas where I could have earned more money, been more public, more relatable for people and stuff like that, or smiley and clean hair and all that chocolate boy and shit kind of thing. But we made a choice, man. I made a choice to scream in people's faces.
Right.
I made that choice long back. And then all the other choices had to be around them. So that is why I got independent in 2010. And since then, I've been independent myself. So been through businesses, different kind of work here and there. Because I know in metal, We cannot rely on it for money. We are not in it to be rock stars.
Right.
We are not in it to be Bollywood hotties and shit. We are in it to do our thing and see people's faces, feel our music. That's literally what we live for.
Yeah.
I can show you people in this industry who are like owners of companies and CEOs, law firm owners, and doctors and engineers, regular guys running teams of hundreds of people. And they get on stage to do what? Just to play a few bar chords and down-tune fucking crazy shit and whole lot of blast beats.
Yeah.
We do it for ourselves, man. So most people who get into it and stick to it, I personally believe they are not very money friendly. They're privileged and they are blessed. I'd say the same for myself.
I think this is it's the truest form of art that you're not expecting money. You're doing it for what you want to present to the world.
It's very funny to the current world, no? Because everybody wants money, fame, bitches, pools. पहले भी चाहिए था.
बिल्कुल.
बट अब सोशल मीडिया तुम्हारे मुंह पे डाल दिया कि यार अभी तुम लाइफ में ये पैसा नहीं कमा रहे तो क्या कर रहे हो. The funny thing is when people keep chasing after it and then, oh man, I've seen so many cases. I personally believe that most people run after whatever is almost fed to them by the system a lot. That you have to get married to be happy, have a kid, pay your taxes, be trustworthy of your fucking politicians and trust your main network fucking TV news and read your newspapers because they are all truth. But to be honest, man, I mean, like the way most of us have seen the world change, it only makes sense to realize that fuck, we are living amongst people who are psychos. And the best thing we can do in that position is be ourselves, stick to our game, be nice to people, and do our thing. I personally believe that is where the current Gen Z situation is so confused because everybody just thinks about, oh, if you are so good, then why are you driving a Maruti 800? Oh, if you are so good, then why are you only doing this? Yeah. And just that viewpoint of that horses, what do you call that?
Yeah, like a tunnel
narrowness.
Yeah.
They fail to see so much in life and they fail to feel so much in life because they really truly don't know what they are. They truly don't know what they are. It's about education, man. It's about exposure. It's about how open you are to art, to people, to feelings, to cultures, to what people are doing and what are the possibilities of your own life. Everything is very narrowed down. So my point is, what I'm trying to tell you here is that there are people like us who don't care about money. Yeah. You cannot buy us from money. Right. Just can't. If that had to happen, a lot of us would have been bought. Just doesn't work that way, right? You feel that you'll reach a particular level and then you're like, oh, Bollywood is the answer. No, bitch. I owned a company called Unbolly because anti-Bolly was sounding like a medicine. I'll still say fuck you to Bollywood till date. I don't have to talk to a Bollywood person to feel nice about the industry and join it. There are people like us, and it's all right.
Absolutely. I think it sets a great example also for this particular idea. It would have been an ideal place where people could be as real as being a metal vocalist or a band and just in the metal space and still get money, right? Make it a profession without really caring truly about the money, but it's just helping them live their life.
For that, there has to be an industry. For that, there has to be people who are buying and putting money onto that thing. And you're talking about that in 2024, where everything is practically for free.
Right.
A band releases a music video, it's around the world, and they are begging people to watch it. And back in our day, when a music video was released, we used to wait for it for CDs to come and get bunch of videos fucking stuck together in a CD with a low quality, and you're like, oh, what are we watching? The value is impossible to replicate. The ease that people have, that I guess that's one of the major things why rock and metal is primarily going lower, because people have stopped valuing art. Now it's about chasing who's popular. अगर ये popular है, इसका art अच्छा होगा. ये popular, ये पैसे वाला है, इसका art अच्छा होगा. You're getting it. And even if they like what they're listening to, most of the time they listen to, अच्छा तेरे को कैसा लगा? अच्छा bro तेरे को कैसा लगा? अच्छा ऐसा लगा. अच्छा guitar बड़ी था. अच्छा. And then somebody will ask them, "Acha, how was the mix?" I'm like, "Hi, no, it's okay. Guitar was muddy." 5 minutes before, they would be saying the same thing, like, "What a sound!"
Yeah.
People don't trust each other anymore, and they just rely on other sound. Like, it's so easy to take somebody else's point of view and make it your own,
Yeah.
that people don't do the thinking anymore. It's as simple as AI writing essays for you,
Yeah.
so that you don't have to think. So I think we're practically living in that world, man. And you can't get people like that to appreciate value. It's impossible. And sadly, they will never feel what it feels like to wait for something to come out like that. They have to wait for an online counter, get their hands on something which around the world people can have access to, but still don't. And here we were always waiting for it for months to happen. Around the world, fuck that. There was no internet,
Yeah.
right? So, just the simple fact about how people perceive art and perceive music in general, that has changed drastically. And when it comes to music, man, you sing in English, it's the worst time in India because we are totally going backwards, not going towards our roots of learning our own languages, but becoming illiterates, becoming uneducated, believing in religion and gods more. So we are basically going back to our cave times and shit like that. उस टाइम पे तू अपना प्रोग्रेसिव मेटल डालेगा which is screaming in your face talking about war is wrong. Oh, who's gonna support that? Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody wants to fight.
Yeah. There's so much dearth of content and information that people still end up choosing the most superficial kind of content.
The thing is, you're competing with good content makers and horrible content makers at the same time. It's the same sea. You have to pick them out from the same sea. How do you trust content anymore? How do you trust anything anymore? Nowadays, you can put out a song with some singer's voice and people will stop believing it. No, that's the original singer. And you'll be like, no, it is AI, my man. And what is AI? You don't realize the repercussion is going to be horrible. It's going to be very fucking confusing in coming times. Value? Oh man, it's gonna be very scary. For art, it's gonna be very scary.
Yeah, it already is. It's already started. I can replicate a voice, make the lyrics, make it sing like a particular human, make the chords for you, do everything. You really don't have to do anything. And I think
I can tell you one thing though, what AI can't do. Can't put up a great metal show.
that's absolutely true. That is absolutely true.
That is where when people realize that, when people want to disconnect from technology and feel something, that is when they come to this. And it's a very small percentage. It's
Right.
always going to be very small percentage. And now, everybody trying to be normal. Now that's a cool and in thing apparently. Be normal, acceptable by society. That's a normal. I don't know how the fuck these jackasses live, but it's different now. Now people don't have to think for themselves. They have to think of society.
Feels good to not be a part of it or making an effort to sometimes not ever be flown in that direction. I think that awareness really helps also. I'm really glad. But haven't you seen the metal kind of coming back again? I have personally as a spectator, I've seen that coming back again, and somehow it's still the old people that I knew in the scene that are still feeding that whole space. But
It's always going to be musicians who are doing it for themselves, bro.
yeah,
It is always going to be musicians who are doing it for themselves.
yeah,
Because people are not bringing anybody back.
yeah.
And long story short, metal is not going to go anywhere. It's always going to be around. कम शो होंगे, ज़्यादा शो होंगे, but people like us will exist. कमरे के अंदर exist करेंगे, but exist करेंगे. Are you getting it? Some people run the shows, some people will not. But that's a cycle we all give in and give out. The factor that you're saying that shows are increasing, I would personally believe that's because of your algorithm. It's sadly because we feel like, oh, the world is seeing metal is growing. No, bro. It's only you and your friends because it's an algorithm that works because you like that music. Nowadays, social media, internet, government, they take special care in segregating those boxes.
Yeah.
Way more care. So much more so that there is no way in hell कि तेरा 1 माइल दूर कोई बंदा कोई सिक्योरिटी गार्ड है उसको 1% भी तेरे फोन में जो फीड हो रहा है उसको दिखे. It's impossible to do that anywhere. It's a give and take thingy, man. Like अभी shows बढ़ रहे हैं. I would believe bands are coming again with some releases this year, yes. एंड नेक्स्ट ईयर शायद कम हो जाए, फिर उसके नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर से आ जाएगा, फिर नेक्स्ट 2 ईयर कम हो जाए, फिर उसके थर्ड ईयर आ जाएगा. यू गेट इट. Zignima release after what, like 5 years? You get it? Abhi bands are coming releasing. Bloodywood is about to release now a complete album again. Scene is always there. That's all I'm saying. When we keep talk about scene, we are relying too much on the people, man. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. The beauty about India is we don't need that.
Yeah.
We are too crazy to be on stage, to be in front of 10 people as well as 10,000 people. It's all the same for us. Nothing changes.
Very interesting. And so you also started with Unbody, right? I really wanted to kind of discuss the event part of it. Like you started organizing, being a lead vocalist in the metal scene, and then you started organizing these. When did you start it? कब आपने उसको बंद किया?
Dude, I've been doing this since 2006.
Okay.
So in college only, when I was there, I was organizing events. In fact, Scribe's first Delhi gig I organized. Shikin was founded by me.
Right. Oh wow.
I made it the venue.
Right.
There was no venues in Noida.
Yeah.
I had to find
Yeah.
it. So what I'm trying to tell you is, there was whatever scene and people see is eventually somebody working behind, trying to make it happen. We were trying to do that. Whatever new venue, old venue works out, or a show works out, there's always somebody trying to find a deal here and there. Whenever I stepped in, basically into the scene, let me put it this way. Technically, I would be in Delhi more. I'll care about the scene more, and I'll see less metal gigs happening, and it'll irritate the fuck out of me. I was so irritated. I was like, fuck it, I'll do my gigs myself. Acrid Semblance, Undying, INC, Third Servant. I was not a part of Undying that time.
Okay.
I had a band called Holocaust that time.
Oh right.
So there was like a lot of other bands and stuff like that. So I was like, fuck it, we'll do our own gigs. That's why I started doing metal gigs for 2 years. From 2006 to 7, 8, I think. Had some massive losses. And after that, I joined corporate events.
Right.
I joined corporate events in 2007. So from 2007 to 2011, I was doing corporate events as a client servicing business development guy, working on the industry, understanding it and stuff. And I decided, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to be a part of this industry. Left it again, did other things and stuff. Anyway, I had a huge working journey and stuff like that. Unbody happened again because Delhi scene was dying in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
And this is just my personal thing. I personally believe that I've never cared about the international market.
Right.
I've never cared about a white man listening to my music. I've never cared. If they do it, all right. All right. But if it doesn't matter, for me, my place where I live matters. For me, the local scene matters a lot. And whenever you say, you're talking about we should have better music and better thing, sadly, the biggest factor that people don't realize is you need to have a local scene.
Yeah.
You can't have only international artists. And when you don't have a local scene, when you don't have people making music, picking up instruments, doing the right thing, and you are not listening to them just because they are brown, that is where you're already slipping the scene already out of your hands. So there was no scene. Eventually, it comes down to musicians also. How are they capturing the audience? How are they connecting to the audience? Because now some things have gotten clearer to a lot of us who've been around the industry, how to connect to your audience, how not to, how to draw lines here and there to make sure that people take your music seriously and not seriously and shit like that. The thing is that journey for India has been very different because we don't come from like low class khatam families and shit like that. We come from, most of us come from middle class, upper middle class. When I say lower class, I'm talking about the earning brackets of the families, right? पढ़े लिखे बच्चे हम सारे, अनपढ़ तो घुस ही नहीं सकते इसके अंदर, एक्सपोजर ही नहीं है. So we are all educated people are afraid to take risks. Are you getting it? And suddenly we are given something which speaks revolution. The music speaks. Metal is the most confrontational music on the planet. There is nothing more confrontational to tell you what the fuck are you doing with your life, with the planet, with the people, with the women. There is nothing as De Dhanatan by Bloody Wood. Watch that video.
Right.
And you'll understand the real intent that needs to be out there to take care of situations like that. But nobody will give a fuck. Because it's metal. शोर मच रहा है, oh my god, क्या बोल रहे हैं? अच्छा, कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, oh my god. That's because it's so confrontational. It makes people realize their inner ugly thing when they realize, oh, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा, oh, what are we? What are these guys? There was a time I was just so just a few days back. I was like, there was this uncle in my society. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like, "Achhe hain, namaste karte." I was just walking up to my car and he was like, "No, good morning, uncle." I'm like, "Good morning, beta. कहाँ जा रहे हो?" Going for training. I was like, "तुम ऐसे बाल क्यों रखते हो? अच्छे बाल क्यों नहीं रखते?" And somehow I just turned around at him and said, "अच्छे बाल रख के क्या आपके जैसा दिखूं?" That was a little rude on my side. And then I just silently walked to my car. I was like, what the fuck did I do?
I think it was the question was rude, but
But that's what my point was that. My point was, I don't want to look like you.
yeah.
I just don't want. So it's the mentality, man. The mentality, the scenario, the vibe of it all. Living that life comes from a scene, a local scene. Local musicians doing great. Local audiences taking interest, buying shit, representing them, moving around, being proud of it. The problem is, most people also who are getting into metal also now they are afraid to fucking conform into it as well, because again the popular notion चीखते रहते हैं हरकतें करते रहते हैं ब्रेक डाउन मारना है बस जबरदस्ती का I get the cheesiness of deathcore and metalcore, but every music is not like that. There is serious fucking music in metal, and there are serious fucking discussions in metal which regular music will never fucking have the balls to do.
So much rebellion in it also. It's just rebellion.
Metal is like the Quentin Tarantino of music. Has to be the
Challenging the norms.
somebody has to, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting. And also, I think, like, talking about the local scene, like Delhi local, everything has to root from local. Like, it has to root from where you're from. It's the true roots, and then branch out to wherever it has to, right? And so Delhi scene is one, and then I think you have an understanding of the India scene in general, because Bangalore is one, and there are so many other cities heavy into metal. And so, did you see any difference in a Bangalore scene or a Delhi scene, or the love for metal?
Bangalore has more music listening audience.
Yeah.
Yes. Delhi has slightly lesser music listening audience because Delhi is more corporate, more businessman, Panju culture.
Yes.
Very Bollywoodish. Bombay is literally Bollywood. There is again a lot of confusion there. So there again, not some people are into it, some people are not. You play familiar shit to them, they are going crazy. You play new shit to them, they're like, what the fuck is going on? Audiences are different everywhere, but it's change, man. I'm like, they change every 5 years,
Yeah.
you know. So for most people who are like 20, 21, 22, by the time they're 30, they move on from listening to the music. That's another thing about the Indian culture, that, oh, you will grow over the music. I was told this in school. Oh, you will grow up someday. I'm like, sure. Shit like that. It's just a culture that always promotes that thing कि तेरे को ऐसे ही करने का है. ऐसे नहीं होगा तो नहीं होने वाला. But when you're into something like a rock and metal thing, you need to have confidence in the first place.
Right.
You need to have some belief. You need to have some craziness in you to go ahead and do shit you want to do. Otherwise, it's just boring. Not just for the industry, for you, for audience, for every fucking body. I have a very fucked up personal opinion. You can be off on stage, you can lose your breath pressure on stage and shit like that, but don't be boring.
Yeah.
If you're boring, that sucks. That will pain my heart more.
Right.
Are you getting it? Interesting. I believe interest is what pulls people,
Of course.
and people really need to start getting into the way how to get into the nerves and make people more stick to the scene a little bit more if they want to make it, because technically there is no scene.
This is not the first time I'm hearing this, and the last time also I was talking to somebody we know really well. When I was talking to him, he said, I said, yo man, I really want to talk about the music industry in India, like the Indian music industry in this space that's happening. So he's like, bro, first thing is there is no industry. There is no scene. It's right now, haywire chal raha hai bhai. Kuch bhi chal raha hai.
Every man for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think that community feel is depleted so much in front of a spectator.
Because nothing
like
connects it.
Yeah.
There absolutely that connects it. Everybody works everywhere. Even musicians are session players.
Yeah.
Even a podcaster is doing something on the side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even a metal musician is a fitness coach on the side.
Yeah.
Priorities and energy. We don't have the privilege of the first world to give all our energy to this. So we do what is the best we can do from our side. The problem with us comes when we don't realize that effort. That is what I find sad, when people don't realize their efforts. That effort alone is huge. And most people, because they don't realize that effort, like everybody keeps dropping whatever they start ASAP.
Right.
And जब इतना fickle minded, इतना सारा जनता एक इंडस्ट्री से होगा, what is the image you're trying to create anyway? लोग डरे ही सहमे ही रहेंगे, करना चाहिए नहीं करना, चीखूं लोगों के सामने, अरे चेक बोलूं कैसे बोलूं, जर्क करके बोलूं क्या? Fuck, get over it, man. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, I still believe there's a lot of that thingy fear, because and it's not because of the people there. It's because of the upbringing we have. It's because of the conditioning we have. We are so afraid to accept, because our surroundings look at it like at some point you have to get over it.
बहुत लड़ाइयाँ करनी पड़ती हैं मेरे साथ.
Yeah, so there is nobody to talk about us. There's no magazines. There's no media.
Yeah.
There's no social media. Very small groups who keep working around these things. वो कहीं कहीं से कुछ अच्छा चल जाता है, कभी कभी नहीं चल पाता, बस यही चल रहा है. There is nothing to connect, because there is no mainstream media. Even Rolling Stones steps back when it comes to original music most of the time. Are you getting it? So what do you have? RSJ used to be the only one who used to give a fuck about making musicians into artists.
Absolutely.
I am not even kidding. You won't be even talking to me here, or anybody will be giving a flying fuck about me if RSJ didn't exist, bro. RSJ is the one who made stars out of us.
Right.
It's essentially media. You don't have media, where is the scene? Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So yeah, something solid needs to be there. But like I said, everybody wants money. And nobody wants what they want in their heart. And I find that very sad, to be honest. But that's the way world works now.
Yeah, I mean, I think कुछ बच्चों को निकल के समझना पड़ेगा कि पैसे कहीं और से कमा लेते हैं, but let's be true to this.
Money where your mouth is, put your heart where your fucking mind is.
Yeah.
The problem is that everybody's just trying so hard to fit in. It's so boring.
It is.
It's so boring. I'm like, I don't blame anybody, but you know, I was like, जो करना है कर जिंदगी में, but decide. Half-heartedness हमारे scene को भी बहुत मारता है. Half-hearted scene बहुत boring है हमारा. So there are shows where people are like get into a fucking full flow. Okay, metal shows, let's go to metal shows. 5 metal shows, उनमें से 4 घटिया. क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर? Are you getting it? A lot of things matter, man, for longevity, for having the faith and trust. I personally believe, when it comes to music especially, I personally believe rock and metal is such that अगर अच्छा शो नहीं है तो मत ही करो. Because already people have so much negative stigma around it. One show is all it's gonna take for them to say, oh, ये metal है. बस खत्म market. हमने ऐसे ही अपना बहुत market मारा है, by the way. This is what I personally believe. And that's again, like I said, it primarily comes from, how do I say, realization, being yourself, which is so tough for most people nowadays. But yeah, it's like that.
Beautiful. आप excited तो बहुत हो गए to get back into metal again after 3-4 year break, and straight starting with Inner Sanctum. I mean, kind of replacing that legacy.
Yeah, I completely walked on the stage for like 5 years straight, man. I was like, fuck that shit.
I remember.
Yeah, I was like done. I told you I was retired. I was like not even on a hiatus or something. कोई plan ही नहीं था. It just happened. It just happened. I'm glad it happened. Capital happened. These guys pushed me on stage. ज़बरदस्ती करा किसी तरीके से.
Yes.
Then it just happened. The ball kept rolling. So yeah, wanted a break. काफी changes हुए थे life के अंदर. I had to take care of a lot of things. I had to be thoughtful and mindful about a lot of things. I had to change, fuck up a lot. So yeah,
All apart.
it was 5 years was interesting, but yeah, trying to come back after that now.
It's so good to have you back. I swear to God, there are so
Thanks,
many
man.
things that motivated me to start the show, and I swear this was one of the most important piece. When I went ahead and I saw that last gig that you guys did at the piano, man, some people in the band have to lead it, have to lead that energy. Pre-decide हो जाता है कि ये band है, vision same है, somebody's got to lead it. Somebody's got to decide on certain things. सब एक साथ ही करते हैं, but there's got to be somebody. तो कभी ego clashes होते हैं, कभी कुछ होता है ऐसे.
ये सब बहुत bands में होता है ये सब. I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Yeah.
I personally don't like having that in the bands. I try to keep it as clear as I can. Even with Inner Sanctum, I joined. They were doing their own thing already. And as soon as I joined, our guitarist left and the old guitarist joined, and now the lineup is now
Yeah.
completely new. Only Chintan is the old one. We basically let Chintan take the lead on everything because he has to manage everything around Sanctum, the image, the working, and everything. And of course, for now, because we just got together and we just started writing for the first time together, it's a new experience for everyone. So yeah, somebody has to take a lead. I personally believe that. I believe that if you take everybody's yes on every other thing, it becomes the khichdi.
Right.
The point is there has to be a direction, there has to be a reason to do it. Kuch reason hona chahiye, matlab hona chahiye kuch. You get it? And to figure that out, sometimes you need a vision.
Yep.
And vision har ek ke paas sabke alag alag hote hai na. But Sanctum is Chintan's band. He founded it, and we have all joined it. So as of now, we are trying to follow the vision. Yes, as our chemistry grows, possibly next album or EP, we'll try to experiment a little bit here and there. Or maybe you can hear it now.
Yeah.
You never know.
You're releasing an album also, no?
We're working on it.
Yeah, because I think you said it's going to be bone crushing and melodic. I think those were the.
Did I say that?
Yeah, those.
It will be though, but yeah.
That's really exciting.
I love Sanctum's music, man. I personally love how the music is coming out now with them. The new music. There'll be some surprises. It's insane. I'm happy. I'm happy with whatever is happening with the band right now. Let's see what the next year holds.
Right. Man, I honestly, I know we're coming to an end now, but काफी लंबा interview हो गया, but
I know.
मेरा मन चले तो I will keep talking and I will keep speaking with you, and there's so much.
You can just call me.
But वही है, like it's so exciting to have you, and I think in the scene, in this house, for me, बचपन से I had मेरे लिए आइडल था. मैंने कहा भाई ये बंदा मेटल गाता है, ये बंदा फिट है, ये सब कुछ सही कर रहा है. मैंने अनबॉली में भी देख लिया. मैंने कहा यही तो मैं करना चाह रहा था लाइफ में. But it's good to see somebody just acing that thing, and I'm really glad that you're here today. We'll bring this conversation to end now. And yeah, I think just as a closing thing, this is a part of the show. What we're going to do is just do a quick workshop on kind of learning how to growl. I think I personally want to also learn, but I think it's going to be helpful for a lot of people who might want to get into just metal and trying to explore their voices. It could just explode for somebody. It could work out so well that you just connect way deeper into the metal scene and the whole music. And
Just breathe and scream, man. Nah! Breathe and scream.
see, yeah. But I tried it. Okay, so for example, I would do. Yeah, I can't. I just can't. It's
Because
not.
you're thinking too much.
Maybe. But I used to scream.
Cheek.
मैं जब चिल्लाता
ओए.
था, जब मैं चिल्लाता था तो वो बड़ा अजीब आ.
Say oye.
ओए,
क्यों कर रहा? मैंने बोला. मैंने कहा ओए बोल.
ओए,
ओए.
ओए,
वॉल्यूम डाल. ओए.
ओए,
हल्का सा ग्रेट डाल.
ओए, ओए.
टंग उठा दिया ना? टंग उठा दिया.
Eh.
That's because you're tightening your throat. Don't
Yeah.
tighten anything. It is literally screaming.
Right.
हम चीख रहे हैं.
Oh, wow. See.
हमें चीखना है. समझा?
Right.
We are not doing. हमें चीखना है.
Yeah, ये
That's
हो
not
जाता है मेरा.
like okay. I'll tell you one thing. I understand. I love Melissa Cross,
Right.
but I personally believe she made pussies out of a lot of vocalists. That is not how you're supposed to find your voice.
Right.
She teaches how to save your voice.
Right.
The problem is the entire generation is taking it like,
Yeah.
no man, that's gargle.
Wow.
And everybody sounds the same. That's because nobody's using their voice. You have a voice.
Yeah.
We all have a voice. Think about that. We all have a voice. And how would we sound like when we scream? चीखना है.
मैं चीखता ही था और मेरे को किसी ने बोला कि भाई ये it will really spoil your throat, and I
It's like-
didn't care उस time.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be fighting like, yeah, punch. Do you know one of the most important component about this movement is breathing?
Yeah.
If I'm breathing, I'm getting right. Same thing with this. If you're screaming and controlling your breath pressure, it becomes a scream.
Right.
And to work on that, you need to work on your breath pressure,
Right.
and you need to push your throat. Make it feel like ये फटने वाला है. The thing is, let me put it this way. Singing is like yoga. Screaming or growling is like strength training. So yoga में अपन क्या कर रहे हैं? We are vibrating, we are stretching, we are massaging and all that. Shit like that and all.
Right.
But in the screaming and the gritty part, you're tearing. So your vocal cords are shut.
Right.
And you're trying to scream through this shut door.
Right.
So which is taking the impact? Your cords.
Of course.
So the thing is, there's a level of pressure and callus that is supposed to be there. The thing is, most people don't realize the damage and the recovery. The damage and the
Yeah.
recovery. The callus is what makes you bring out that uniqueness about your sound. You get it? Again, for a lot of people, what I'm talking about is one of the styles.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that one of the styles will make sure and ensure that you can navigate through other styles.
Yeah.
Because if your throat is not strength trained, you get what I'm saying? If it is not gone through that wear and tear, not stretching and vibing, wear and tear, कभी तो फटेगा ना, चुप हो गया, फिर उसके बाद नेक्स्ट डे हल्का सा फटा, थर्ड डे ठीक हो जाता है ना, ट्राई स्क्रीमिंग देन.
And नहीं होगा फिर इतना
No.
damage. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You suddenly feel like, अरे ये कहाँ से आ गई आवाज? Because you just made a muscle. It's like that. So my perspective is like, I also stopped teaching vocals. Like I used to teach vocals in like Fender's Music. I had me for 1.5 years. I remember. I stopped teaching vocals because I'm not a teacher, man. I don't want. I hate it when people try to compartmentalize music into education. ये पढ़ाई नहीं है. We don't have to know all the answers. We don't have to know all the techniques. We have to be a technique. People have forgotten about that. That's the fun. The fun is not trying to act like Randy Bly. The fact is, try to be yourself. That's the fun. You are a metal person. You are trying to do metal things. You are trying to scream and shout. Who are going to watch you? Metalheads. Go psycho. Why do you have to learn? Okay, let me. Oh, wow. Randy Bly की जैसे करूँगा मैं. No. Do your thing. Just do your thing. Find your voice. Find your thing. I personally believe people just need to scream and shout and have fun and sing with their favorite songs. Just do that. Don't be like YouTube tutorial. Stop doing that shit. Play your favorite song and scream the fuck out of your throat. That's what I personally believe. Bro, back in the day, like the kind of, you don't want to talk about techniques. Max Cavalera of Sepultura. And that guy, Brazilian guy, वहाँ पे metal culture चलता नहीं था. He used to practice with a pillow in his face. चीखता रहेगा by putting his pillow. He can't breathe. I've done that in college.
Right.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
करते रहो. But what are all those exercises doing? They're all teaching you to handle heavy duty.
Right.
If you're not gonna handle heavy duty, you cannot navigate through ranges. So even for navigation, for control, थोड़ा सा wear and tear in screaming, growling, अच्छा होता है. It is not gonna take your singing voice. That's one of the things I want to tell people. Again, I love Melissa Cross. What she did was great, but please stop following her to scream. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end, muscle, wear and tear would only make it stronger like any other muscle in the body. And it's actually the easiest to train muscle is what I have understood.
It's a tiny muscle.
Yeah.
मैं आधा घंटा सीखता रहूँ, आधा मेरे लिए चल सकता. तू नॉर्मल बंदा 10-15 मिनट अगर एक गाने के साथ 2-3 बार चीख लेना, गला फट गया. अब चुप हो जा, 1-2 दिन रुक जा, थर्ड डे कर और चीख, चुप हो जा, फिर उसके नेक्स्ट डे कर. फिर वो 2-3 दिन का कैलस नहीं रहेगा. फिर वो suddenly you realize your throat will stop tearing.
Yeah.
There is no tear to be done anymore. It's done. And now you can go really and go really low kind of shit. You get my point?
Right.
It all comes from the character, man. I personally believe this is what will make the scene exciting when everybody does their own thing.
Yeah.
Just do your own thing.
Like the bands like Slipknot.
Don't learn music.
Yeah.
गिटार सीख लिया ना, बस ठीक है. प्रोडक्शन सीख लिया, ठीक है, हो गया यूट्यूब. Now spend time with yourself and have fun.
Absolutely.
Go ape shit. It's very important for our music.
Absolutely. Well, man, honestly, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. This man has taught me how to, I mean, he got me fit in this 1 year. जहाँ पे
Oh,
मैंने
yeah, he
कभी
was my
सोचा नहीं
client.
था. मैं बहुत ही गंदा क्लाइंट था.
No, you're not that bad, bro.
But yeah, just this conversation was. I just wanted to always have this conversation. I think there was so many kind of insight as to what's really happening, what people should really not fuck what people should be doing.
At
Just
the
do
end,
your
it is
own
just
thing.
opinions.
Yeah,
At the end, these are just opinions.
yeah, absolutely.
Just
Just do your
opinions.
own thing. You know, like just feel what you think is right for you and just go ahead and do it. Fuck what people think. That's also what I want to say. That's the whole idea of this talk show is to get people who really believe in what they do and they know and are aware. Just जाओ करो यार. तुम्हें लगता है प्रोडक्शन करनी है करो भाई. गाना गाना है मेटल है करो. दूसरों को देख के
The music, है ना? Don't forget to have fun.
absolutely.
If you're having fun, I promise you, your people will too.
दिल से आता है भाई. But thank you so much for joining us for the first episode of Track Talk. Couldn't have been a better episode. Guest, I'm completely honest about it. And thanks a lot.